Councillor.
Speaker, and good morning to you. My question is to the Minister of Northern Development and Mines. Minister, we attended Meet the Miners Day, and you boasted your government's commitment to for mining in Ontario. Last year, mining giant Cliffs, who spent $550 million in the Ring of Fire, said they can no longer do business with this Liberal government and sold their claims at a massive loss to Noront for $20 million. Cliffs said they had zero hope for the Ring of Fire and that the project was beyond the point of no return, and that every investment made here was a disaster. Sources inside Noront now have threatened to suspend work in the Ring of Fire due to lack of government leadership. Minister, how can you still sit there and watch as the remaining few companies threaten to leave, taking good jobs with them?
Thank you. Minister.
Well, yes, Mr. Speaker, I certainly was at Meet the Miners with my colleague from the New Democratic Party, and indeed he was there when we were having good conversations with representatives from Noront Resources who remain committed to this project in a very, very significant and real way. And certainly with the way he characterizes the history, we all know that also, may I say, that Cliffs Natural Resources as a company had some other significant challenges. What's important is that we now have a company, which is Noront Resources, working very closely with First Nations, working very much on new assets they've been able to acquire, with a commitment to moving this project forward. So once again, I found myself doing this with some frequency with the member, saying we need to work together in a positive fashion as opposed to seeing the actual challenges being insurmountable. The bottom line is we're moving forward on the project, we're working closely with industry, with First Nations, looking forward to working with our federal government as well.
Thank you. Parliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, Noront is expected to halt spending by year's end, and if it doesn't see any progress, causing them to lay off most of all of their workers. You've had 8 years, Minister. You failed to come up with a plan that will create good jobs, build infrastructure, reduce the high price of electricity, and work with First Nations. Noront and its investors are increasingly frustrated with the lack of movement on your government infrastructure commitment and First Nation agreements. Cliffs warned you. You did not listen. They're gone. Now Noront is warning you. Minister, will your government take action now? Will you listen before Noront's investors bail and you are responsible for killing a $60 billion project in this province?
Question, thank you. Minister.
You know, Mr. Speaker, it's a little rich to be listening to a representative of a party that allocated $0 to the Ring of Fire. Oh, yes, you did in the last.
Member from Kitchener-Waterloo.
Let alone the official opposition. Should have mentioned this earlier. Who've actually voted against our billion.
The member from Prince Edward Hastings, second time. Finish, please.
Let alone the official opposition who gets up and asks questions again instead of working with us, and a party that actually voted against the $1 billion commitment that our government has made towards transportation infrastructure. The long and the short is that we have got an extremely positive working relationship, certainly with Noront Resources, with many other companies in the Ring of Fire. We're very engaged in work with the First Nations in order to make sure that they see the benefits.
Thank you.
Your approach is